All right, guys, we're here with the book review. Ross Jeffries, continuing things. Let's go. All right, in this first paragraph, we're also using ambiguity. As I said, does attraction mean the attraction between a man and a woman or a ride at an amusement park? We're also using a self point. A self point is a subtle gesture that associates you with whatever you're talking about. A self point is subtle. It's not like you're calling in an airstrike. You're just subtly doing this. That's how I do a self point. Not sure what the self point is yet. Hopefully he expands on that. Here's a gold key tip, whatever the hell that is. Using two or more tools at the same time is very powerful. You'll see what they're using. Many things in combination are some very successful people. We're using ambiguity, quotes, sensory-rich language, and sexual metaphor. We're using all of these things working together in just a few sentences. All right, I can't wait to watch how this comes together and gels. Let's go on with some more of the language. He said there are three elements to a fantastic attraction. First, there's the feeling of anticipation, okay? Anticipation is very strong. Either you want to see that person or that person wants to see you. Either way, your heart should be fluttering every time someone comes along of interest that you enjoy. And more importantly, you should do that to them. Make them feel that way, okay? Anticipation's huge. Actually, hold on. That goes back to like people that are in a good relationship and a good marriage. If you wake up to go to work and you miss leaving that person, I didn't mean jealousy. All right, there's a difference. Miss them. Not jealous that you're gone and three dicks could be flying in to take your place. That's not what I mean. I mean, miss them, okay? And then you get off work and you're happy to see them. That's anticipation. Hopefully everyone listening's had that feeling because it's amazing, all right? Okay, great. Anticipation. So you know that first long vertical climb up the track. You can feel the anticipation growing. You feel your heart beating faster and the excitement building. You feel the blood rushing to your muscles. Your breathing starts to come faster and faster. You feel it building, and then you feel that rush of excitement going down. Okay, so basically what I said, he just said. What are we using here? We're using the doorway of body feelings. There are 4 doorways into a woman's mind and emotions. Let's make a little sidetrack here. All right, so he's saying there's 4 doorways into a woman's mind, all right? I'm going to pick these apart if I feel they're not accurate. And again, this guy, all right, is saying this. So let's see. First, there's a strong body feeling of emotional connection. All right, ding, emotions, that's good. Women have them, we don't. All right, got it. Body feelings could be a rush of warmth in her chest, a tingling in her vagina. Feelings of emotional connection are similar, but they're more like, I just feel so connected with you. If you ask a woman who really is in love, what did it feel like when you first met your boyfriend? I've done this before. I have literally asked people to tell me about other people, okay? 2 reasons. 1, I want to see how truthful that person's going to be with me. And 2, I can measure their level of attraction based on how they tell the story of someone. Do they leave out a lot of details? Do they have a lot of details? Does their face go somewhere you don't know where the fuck it went and you can't get them back to the date? I mean, there's a lot of things you can learn from that. You know, you have to deliver it correctly or it could be a negative thing, I guess. She'll say, I just feel this click. I will tend to point toward her heart center, somewhere, wherever the fuck that's at. It's doing that. It's also getting her to visualize, like I told you, visualize. She's visualizing going up the track. It's getting her to talk to herself, which is one of the doorways. Those are the things that she'll say to herself to get herself turned on. Then there's eliciting her values. We'll get to that later. I can't wait to talk about the eliciting of the values because if delivered correctly, eliciting a value in a woman or devaluing certain elicitations, if you will, really keep the hook. I mean, it hooks them. But hopefully we get to that in this video. If not, check out the next one because I really want to talk about that. All right. You can see with the Discovery Channel pattern, we're getting her to visualize and getting strong body feelings. We're using those two doorways, but mostly we're using the doorway of strong body feelings. We're also using embedded commands. Love the embedded commands. Feel the anticipation growing. Feel your heart beating faster. Feel that rush going down. Now, this is how he's explained a woman to basically close her eyes, and he says all of this, and he's used a lot of key words in there to really get her mind going one way or another, but basically to arrive at the same conclusion. Of course, there are the sexual metaphors like going down. All right, he mentioned that at the end. Does that mean going down like oral sex or going down the track? Then there's coming faster and faster, clearly self-explanatory. Does that mean coming or coming, as in your breath is arriving faster and faster? Now I'm going to add those embedded commands of going down and coming faster and faster. Under the reference that he used, the value in that is the next time that you actually mean something sexual and use those words, she's already heard those words come out of your mouth in a different context, so she is more comfortable at doing and responding to those things. It's a trick that is older than time, and most people don't even know when they do it. But if you can learn to do it, it's very powerful. Here's more of the dialogue. He said the next element is safety. You have to feel so safe with this ride because you know nothing bad is going to happen. You can feel even safer to feel those exciting feelings growing. And, usually point to your chest, some part of your body. So when she's listening and looking, she has, a point of reference for that. There have to be so many twists and turns, so much is unpredictable that as soon as you get off, you want to climb right back on. You heard that word. As soon as you get off, all right? That's a guaranteed thing that you're going to get off. Girls love that, obviously. You want to take this ride multiple times, more metaphors. It has to be delivered correctly, guys. And I guess girls, this applies to both, but mainly guys. If you don't deliver this right, you're going to be the creeper, and you don't want to play the creeper, okay? You don't want to play the creeper. All right. He should have got a better picture. Anyway, so we also have some embedded suggestions there. We have the embedded suggestion. There's so much unpredictable here, all right? Unpredictable's fun, especially for women in relationships at first, okay? In a later module, we'll get into embedded commands and suggestions in detail. Unlike a command, it's not really telling her to think, feel, or do anything in particular. Rather, it's suggesting a quality or meaning to the experience. A little last bit of language you can include is say, I said this to a friend and she said, okay? So you're telling a story. You're basically a storyteller. It's like the perfect attraction you want to find in a guy. That's another little quote thrown in there for good measure. One of the things I'll do is a little chin tap. All right, I'll say, I told this to a friend and she said it's like the perfect attraction you want to find in a guy. Now, what I did there, when you're talking to someone, you're looking at them and you're saying, it's the perfect attraction to be found in a guy. To be found in a guy, and I point to my chin, or, usually the chin is good. It's located close to the mouth. But I say these things, and there's a split second, where the mind goes, oh, you're the guy. You're the guy. Okay, they do weird shit like that. In the next module, we're going to cover the smaller chunk tools of speed seduction. We're going to cover things like embedded commands, suggestions, weasel phrases. What the fuck is a weasel phrase? Stay tuned. Which I absolutely love. Trance words, transition phrases, anchoring, rapport, sexual accelerators, tonality, pacing, and leading. These are some of the smaller chunk tools that we're going to be covering. These are all good tools, by the way, again, if delivered correctly. He's trying to sell us something there at the end of 1. All right, we're on lesson 3. I don't want to get too far into this, so I'm going to give you a basic outline of what this is going to be for the next video. All right. So module 3, it's going to be talking about internal representations. All right. So let's see. Let's jump right in. It's getting inside neurology and physiology inside the body. As I've said before, think in terms of recipes. A woman's internal representations would include different elements. All right. They might include what she says to herself on the inside of her head. And guys, think about like all these dates or times or moments in your life that you wish you could get inside a woman's head and be like, I wonder what she's thinking. Now, when you're younger, it comes down to something like, oh my God, my first kiss at age 13, 14, 15, wherever you guys are at, you're like, my God, should I do it? Does she even want me to do it? I'm scared, rejection, blah, 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 all this other shit. But this basically teaches you, you don't have to ask that question anymore. I wish I could get inside her head. You will be inside her head. In fact, you'll be so deep inside her head, you will be sending her the thoughts that you want her to have. And she has no idea you're doing it. That's the whole purpose of this weirdo, all right? So, for example, I'll never forget, I once asked a woman, what was the moment when you first realized you were really attracted to a boyfriend? She made this sound, And then she went on to talk about her first feelings of attraction. That sound, opened up all the circuitry in her neurology to have the flow of feeling, all the thoughts and everything else, and then all the behavior that flowed from it. So I said that a minute ago. You're getting someone to think of the most exciting relationship in their life. And most guys get crazy or jealous or insecure, and they're like, I don't want her thinking about an ex. No, have her think about an ex. It's okay, all right? First, have enough control of the situation and enough confidence knowing for a time being, you can have her think about an ex that was the greatest relationship ever. But remember, she don't have it anymore. It's not a relationship she's a part of, or she would be there instead of with you, okay? So keep that in mind. Get her thinking, her body, her mind, her soul, everything. Get her thinking about that time that was just amazing. Then show her a way that she can either duplicate that feeling with you, or what I like to do, show her it can be 10 times better than the best thing she's had. Okay? Again, just my 2 cents on that fact. I just looked at her at the end of the evening and said, it's so great when you connect with someone, you realize there's an opportunity here that you really want. I do the chin tap. If I'm listening to what he says, deliver that to her, chin tap. All right? That was that. She jumped all over me. The point is that was a little bit of a sound that she made out loud to herself that triggered everything else. Now, how many of you guys would actually pay attention to the fact that your date, girlfriend, first date, whatever, went, 3 times, all right? 2 times. When you ask her this question, you have her talk about this, she's not even going to catch herself giving you these triggers, like at all. But you got to pay attention and do the whole north-south. Oh, yeah, I hear you. Really? Oh, my. Act interested. But you don't care. You don't give a fuck. All right? You give her all this so you can observe her face. What's going on? The way she's talking. Hell, I've had girls literally reach across and touch my arm while they're telling me this story. It's like they need to have some kind of raging orgasm as they're telling the story. And, well, I'm right there. So sometimes you just got to have them talk. All right. Get them talking, whatever. It's crazy. But I just looked at her at the end of the evening and said, it's so great when you connect with someone and you realize there's an opportunity here that you really want. That was that, like he said. That's a key rule as well. Whenever we get a woman to imagine is perceived by her being in her own thought. All right. That's why women read so many fucking fantasy books, 50 Shades of Grey and all this other stuff. They love the fantasy that's not their current life. Women hate their fucking current life. All right. They want something exciting and fun. That's why they read these books, to keep themselves from doing it every day with 30 different people. We're human. Both sexes are human. We're made to want to have sex. That's what we do. But yeah, the imagination is very powerful. Whether it's in a big formal memorized language pattern, asking the right question, or using embedded commands, are designed to capture and lead her imagination to move her internal representations. When women have these thoughts, it's perceived as being their own process, so they don't resist it. Again, you're putting thoughts into their head. They think it's coming from them, not you, so they're okay with it. It's awesome. You're basically getting someone to do something that you want them to do, and they think it's their idea. Do not ever forget that for the rest of your life with everything, okay? Remember, as speed seducers, we're focused not first on the behaviors we want from women, but on the emotional states. In turn, those emotional states are built of subcomponents, these little pieces that we're dealing with. Let's talk about using embedded commands and embedded suggestions. All right, I'm going to stop us there. All right, this is going to turn into something really exciting. All right, I'm going to earmark this for the next video. But some takeaways from this one, okay? Emotions are very strong, all right? The emotions are happiness, sadness, lust, safety, compassion. Take all of those. I just threw out 5 random ones. If you can tweak the way that I hate to use the word target. This isn't the military. I'm out of the military. But your attraction, whoever your attraction is, you tweak those emotions and you get them to feel a certain way, then they're going to want to be around you to keep feeling that way, okay? You can use this in marriages that have went stale too, okay? A lot of marriages, 10, 20 years old, they've gotten stale. Basically, the people are with each other, but it's just they're going through the motions, they're going through the routine, they have kids that are growing up, blah, 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 blah. Excuse after excuse. But at the end of the day, both people aren't as happy as they could be. And basically, if each person got the other person to basically feel the feelings that you felt when you first dated, you can liven the marriage back up. But the problem is we're lazy creatures when we get married. Everything, you hear these things, oh man, I don't look the way I used to when I got married. I got fat and old and blah. Well, you allowed that, first of all. And second of all, you can get that back. It's not something that, well, I'm married. This has just got to be this way, all right? You can liven things up completely. All right, I got to run. We'll get back to it. Thank you guys. Hit the like, subscribe, comments, please. No one sent a comment yet, but I'm ready for questions. I'm ready for things I can do better, things I'm doing wrong, things I'm doing right. Hit me with it. We'll see you next time. Love you guys. Take care.